Once you've got your development environment set up, we can get to work building the solution in Visual Studio. The application we'll be building is for a book publishing company that only publishes books with single authors. It's a good thing that this company wasn't publishing the Entity Framework books that I co-authored with Rowan Miller a while back. Those were published by O'Reilly, and they don't have such a silly rule. We'll begin by working with authors and books, and then as the course evolves, we'll add more features into the application while you're learning how to leverage more of EF Core's functionality. The solution you'll start with, and again, you can find that in the Before folder for this module in the downloads, has a console project called Publisher Console and a class library project called Publisher Domain. The Publisher Domain project is for the business logic of the application, and I like to refer to that as the domain of the problem that I'm solving. The dictionary definition of domain is a specified sphere of activity or knowledge. And because I also do a lot of work with domain-driven design, it's my natural instinct to use that term throughout my software projects. With the solution open in Visual Studio, you can see that the Publisher Domain class library project targets Net 8.0. It has two classes in it, Author and Book, and the classes are pretty basic. Author has an ID, the author's first and last names, and a list of books written by the author. I'm also instantiating the books property using an auto-initializer, so I don't have to worry about errors trying to interact with a null collection later on when I'm coding. And this is a common coding practice. The book class has the book's ID property, its title, publish date, and notice that this is a date-only type, and it's finally supported in EF Core 8. We also have the book's price, a reference to the author type, and an explicit author ID property as well. And remember that this publisher only allows one author per book, and you can see that the book class reflects that. If you're following along in Visual Studio and seeing warnings in the author and book classes that talk about nullability, just ignore them for now. I will explain them much later on in the course in the module about additional mappings, but for now you can ignore them because they won't impact the demos. The console project also targets .NET 8, and it's defined as an executable. And I've already added a reference to the Publisher Domain project. The console project is the solution's executable, and it should be marked as the startup project, which will be important when you run this solution a little further on in this module. Other than that, this is still in the default state after I created it from the project template, so the program file has its default code. Note that the Visual Studio 2022 template uses minimal APIs, which means that there are a few things that will look different for you if you've been using .NET in the past. You can check out Microsoft's documentation on minimal APIs.